Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the program, and thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We're going to start the show off with a very good friend of ours, Kevin Gardere. Kevin is the Executive Director of Development for Bridge House Grace House, does an incredible job there, and he's going to be talking about a very successful luncheon they just had and the upcoming Mr. Legs contest. Candace Schaedel. Candace is with the East Jefferson YMCA. She's going to be talking about family memberships and some of the programs that are going on at the YMCA that you can be a part of. Dale Cooney. Dale is the president of American Heroes, an organization that works with our veterans, and we always love having Dale on the show. Dale is the president and he is the founder, and this is their second year in operation, and he's just doing an outstanding job of giving back to our community. And our last guest is Dr. Megan Holt. Dr. Holt is with the Young Leadership Council of New Orleans, and she's going to be talking about an upcoming book program that they're involved in that's pretty fascinating, and I think you'll enjoy hearing about that. Again, Steve Sawyer, Across Louisiana. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. It is always a treat to have our next guest on the show. Kevin Gardere is the Executive Director of Development for Bridge House Grace House. And if there's ever a person that fully believes in what they're doing, I can honestly sit here and tell you it's Kevin. You guys just do, Kevin, you do a phenomenal job. And I just encourage people, if they don't know enough about Bridge House Grace House, please get involved. I know yourself, you always attribute Bridge House Grace House to saving your life. I think that's a wonderful story.
That's very true.
I'm taking up all your time applauding you, but I want to mention that Millie and Christina and I had the pleasure of attending the Women's of Substance luncheon that you did a few weeks back, and I'm curious. I know it's a fundraiser for you. That is probably one of the best luncheons that I just, every year that luncheon blows me away because of who you're honoring. So I wanted to ask if you don't mind, I know we've got the Mr. Legs contest we want to talk about. Talk a little bit about that luncheon and what that means to the organization.
Yeah, well, first of all, the luncheon this year was May 8th at the Audubon Tea Room. It was a huge success. We raised over $80,000.
And all that money goes back to Bridge House
All it goes
Grace
directly to fund our programs, which helps us keep 154 licensed beds occupied. And it's a very special luncheon. We honor women in the community who are involved in different aspects, but are really role models for the female residents at Grace House. Mm-hmm. And it's a person that they can look up to. This year was extremely special because of the ties the women that we honored had directly to some of our residents, and some of the honorees had numerous people that they've been in contact, graduates of our program.
Wow.
Rouse's, Ali Rouse Royce, so they hired plenty of our graduates of our program. Pinkberry, they have a regional manager now, Celie Stum Howard.
When she was high on her.
Yeah, and Celie, as Celie said, it's a win-win. They're getting great employees, and they're giving. Pinkberry's giving these women a second chance. Not everybody will do that.
Absolutely.
And then Walton Goldring has just been a spiritual director for many of the women in treatment at Grace House throughout the last 8 years. And then we also had the alumni of the year, Michelle Duplantis, who shared her story, and there's usually not too many dry eyes in the audience.
And mine was not one of them. This was, how many years have you been doing the luncheon?
This was the 20th anniversary.
20th anniversary.
Wow. Grace House, it's a kind of a signature Grace House event, because at one point Bridge House and Grace House were two separate organizations, but now we're one big happy family.
Right.
And it is really, it was by far the most successful financially. People's Health was our presenting
Kevin,
sponsor.
before we run out of time, and I could have you on every week, quite honestly.
Yeah,
Mr. Legs.
Mr. Legs.
I'm sorry I won't be able to do it this year.
Steve was supposed to be in it. It's going to be July 11th at Generations Hall, Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m. We should have, close to 30 restaurants.
I've heard it's awesome.
It's unbelievable. It's hysterical. It's $40 a ticket in advance, $75 VIP, or $50 at the door.
And it's a fundraiser, so all the money goes back to you.
Yeah, we usually rate, our goal is to raise close to $70,000 for this event, and we're on our way to doing it. We got 14 contestants lined up. It started out as a parody of a beauty contest, and these contestants, some of them have been doing it for over 10 years now. They take it real serious, and They usually dress up as
painfully
serious, as a famous individual who's recently been in the news. So you get quite some characters up on stage performing, and it's hysterical.
Kevin, let me do this before we have to let you go. BridgeHouseGraceHouse.org is the website.
BridgeHouse.org.
BridgeHouse.org, is the website. We'll put that on the screen. All the information about the organization can be found, as far as, and also Mr. Legs and
all the events
that are coming up. Again, Kevin, please continue to come back on the show. We love having you on the show. It's just a wonderful organization, and I'm so glad that Cox is we're very proud to help you out and be a part of what you guys do, because it's special. We'll get into the golf tournament and all that another time, so you have to come back on.
Well, we're very grateful that y'all continue to support us.
Extremely very welcome. We got 3 more guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Very happy to have a recent guest back on the show with us, Candace Schaedel. Candace is the Youth Program Director for the East Jefferson YMCA. Candace, welcome back to the show.
Thanks
so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
East Jefferson YMCA, you guys are doing so many great programs. And I got to be honest with you, after your last appearance on the show, I looked up YMCA because I wanted to learn a lot more about it. I think there's more to the YMCA than people really know.
Yes.
I really do. I mean, there was a lot of programs that you're involved in. Something that caught my eye was you do family memberships.
Yes, we have family memberships. So we're definitely more than just a wellness facility. We have programs for families. We offer childcare, free childcare while you work out. So if a family gets a membership, that's for 2 adults and up to 3 children, you can put your children in childcare for free, and that's included in your membership while you're working out. We also offer classes for all ages, so from toddler all the way up to adults. We have a special senior program. We partner with Silver Sneakers. So all the ranges of everyone in the family can find something at the YMCA.
And as memberships, are they like annual or 2 years, or how does that work?
Yeah, so you can sign up, and then it's a monthly fee. So you sign up and you are with the YMCA month to month, and the classes are always changing, and we offer Zumba and body pump and swim and summer camp, personal training. We have parties, we have senior parties, we have youth parties, things like that. Pool
and
parties.
Free childcare.
And free childcare for members with the family membership.
That alone, that's a nice little treat right there. So your summer camp is coming up. Talk about summer camp and how you can get involved in that.
Yeah, so actually summer camp is in full swing right now. We're in our 3rd week, and it is for ages. It is not too late to sign up. You can sign up on a week-to-week basis for summer camp, and it is for ages going into kindergarten. At the East Jefferson YMCA, these are the age ranges, going into kindergarten all the way going up to 6th grade. Different branches have different age groups, but at summer camp they do 2 field trips a week. So that's one thing that is new this year. And then we also offer free healthy lunch all 5 days a week through Volunteers of America and Fresh Food Factor. So that's one of the big pluses to being a part of summer camp, and they also swim 3 days a week as well.
And field trips, I mean, you said they go somewhere twice a week?
Yeah, so every Tuesday they go to Big Easy Sportsplex, which is an air-conditioned indoor sports facility, so they're getting activity. And then every Thursday they're going somewhere based on the theme of camp that week. So like we did Aloha Summer, and they went to the aquarium that week. We're doing a theme called It's a Bug's Life. They're going to the insectarium.
And then as far as registration, I mean, is it cost extra on the field trips to get in?
No, everything is included. For a member, it's $135 a week, and for a non-member, it's $175
And Candace, the website is ymcaneworleans.org.
That's correct.
All the information about memberships. Can you register online?
You cannot register online. What we suggest is go online, get the initial information, and then contact the branch that is closest to you. Call them or go right in, and there will be someone there to help you.
And how many branches are there?
There are 3. There's Belle Chase, West St. Tammany, and East Jefferson.
Candace, again, thank you so much for being on the show. I learned so much about YMCA. It's incredible.
Good,
it's like when you left the show that day, I thought I got to know a little bit more about YMCA. And again, there's so much that I didn't even realize.
Check us out.
It's awesome. So I encourage you, please go to the website, take advantage of some of these programs, and if you're a family member, free child care. That alone ought to do it. Candace, thanks. Please continue to come back. Keep us posted on all the great things with the YMCA. We've got a couple more guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. It's always a pleasure when we can have someone on the show talking about our veterans. We owe them so much, and it's an honor to have Dale Cooney on the program today. Dale is the president, founder, COO, CFO, owner, executive producer of Americans Heroes. And I say that laughingly, Dale, because you did found the organization. It's 2 years old. I remember when you first came on the show, and you were just getting it started.
Correct.
And I just thought it's hard to start organizations, but you've done an incredible job. The community has reached out and support. Your mission is to aid our veterans, and you've got a couple of events coming up. We were talking before we went on the air here. Talk about the success you've had with some of the guys that you've helped support and recognize.
Well, there's 2 veterans that have dogs for PTSD. And what we found out is that they're large labs, and they don't really provide food for them. Mm-hmm. So what we did was we got each one of them a Petco card for $1,500, and we put $500 into each of their veterinarian accounts.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we had a little money left over, and we found a vet right before Christmas who actually didn't have any presents for their children, so we got presents for the kids, and we got them a Christmas dinner.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's what makes organizations like yours so special. And you've got a great event coming up involving, you're partnering with Zia's Restaurant in Kenner,
yes,
which I think is exciting. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, every Wednesday in July, and there's 5 of them, anybody that goes to Zia's in Kenner between 4 and 10 will actually, if they mention America's Heroes, the Zia's will give us 10% of their total bill.
That's incredible. And the Zia's is located there. I believe it's over by Copeland's and then the Olive Garden area.
Correct.
By Kenner Mall.
Right.
That's where that's at.
Yes.
So if you go in, it's the Kenner location only.
Yes.
If you go in and mention American Heroes, they give the organization 10% of the bill.
Correct.
That's awesome. If you want to add more, can you just add more to that as well? I'm sure you wouldn't mind doing that, right?
Yeah,
okay.
That would be fun.
Golf tournament, your second annual golf tournament is coming. I know that's in October, but we can talk about that. It's going to be at Lakewood Country Club.
Lakewood, yes. It's October the 5th, and we have quite a few little sponsors. We didn't have hardly any last year. We have Abita is going to provide the beer for us. DiMartino's is going to provide us little muffaladas on the course. Voodoo Barbecue is going to provide us some things.
Fun and games, prizes. I know.
Yes,
I know we're going to help you out and do some door prizes.
Right.
Longest drive, closer to the hole.
Yes.
Have some fun with that.
Yeah.
Try to get a little beat the pro contest.
Yes,
going
absolutely.
out there.
Absolutely.
Lakewood's a great little golf course
yes.
to do things with. I know what's interesting is the last time we talked, you were setting up your website and everything, and so now the website is AmericanHeroesNOLA.com. Dale, all the information about the organization can be found on the website.
Everything you could want to know about the organization
Assistance
is there.
Needed, and
yes.
Do you need volunteers for anything that you're involved in? If somebody was wanting to volunteer and help partner with an organization,
we could probably use them at the golf tournament.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right.
And we also have in July the 18th, we have a dance at the VFW on Hickory and Harahan, and Flipside is going to be the band.
Okay.
So
that's on the website too.
That's on the website.
Cost for that is
$20 per person.
Fundraiser.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And Dale, again, I mean, this is an organization that you put your heart and soul into. I can't commend you enough for having the dedication to make this work. So again, the website is AmericanHeroesNOLA.com. Please take a chance to look at that website and see how you can help out Dale and American Heroes. We have one more guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Our final guest today is Dr. Megan Holt. Megan Holt is with the Young Leadership Council of New Orleans. And Megan, correct me if I'm wrong, but you are the project leader for One Book, One New Orleans.
That's correct.
Got that right. So Megan, real quick, talk about the Young Leadership Council. And if someone was to ask, what is the Young Leadership Council and what do you do? How would you answer that question?
The Young Leadership Council is an organization for young professionals ages 21 to 42, and our mission in a nutshell is fostering leadership through service. Essentially, if you want to be a leader in this city, you have to have served it in some capacity first in order to understand its needs.
Well, I can tell you, you always hear great things about the Young Leadership Council, and I know New Orleans has a very active organization, so
yes,
congratulations on all the good work that you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Christina Lagasse, who works with us, just joined the Young Leadership Council, so look
Wonderful.
forward to hearing good things from her. 100 Days of One Book, One New Orleans is your season opener. Talk a little bit about that program and what that means.
All right, so One Book, One New Orleans is the YLC's Community Leadership and Development and Literacy Program. Essentially what we do is twofold. Number one, we select one book every year, and we encourage everyone in New Orleans to read the same book at the same time, with the idea that if you're from uptown, I'm from the 9th Ward, this guy over here is from Mid-City, now we all have a common point. We've read the same book. And now that we've read the same book, now we have something to talk about when we meet each other. And once we start talking, now we realize we have more in common than we thought we did.
Yeah.
So that's the first part of our mission. The second is to get that one book into the hands of those who would normally be excluded from a community of readers. And to do that, we have 6 amazing community partners. One is the Pirate Sally Faulkner Society, and they've been helping us really reach a broader audience in New Orleans this year. Another is Shell, who's generously provided funding for I think 11 years now.
Wow, that's great.
Yes, it's the entire history of the project. Then the third is the New Orleans Public Library. We will get the books and we will give them each a few copies. That way, if you can't afford to buy the book at your favorite local bookseller, you can go get it from the New Orleans Public Library for free. The Literacy Alliance of Greater New Orleans will actually take our book, develop a curriculum around it, and then teach it in their adult ed, GED, and ESL classes. Books to Prisoners, Louisiana Books to Prisoners, will send a copy of the book to inmates from New Orleans across the state.
Yeah.
That way, those who are far from home can still participate in something happening at home. And last but not least, we have WRBH, Radio for the Blind. They record the book cover to cover, and they broadcast it to the visually impaired members of our community. So if our book's not available in Braille, no problem. We've got you.
So I've got to ask, what's the book?
It is.
Can you tell?
Yes, of course, of course. 100 Days in America's Coolest Hotspot. That's part of the title. The entire title is New Orleans Boom and Blackout, 100 Days in America's Coolest Hotspot.
Wow.
And that's hence the 100 Days of One Book, One New Orleans. We're riffing off the title this year with our preseason opener, which starts on July 22nd at 5:30 p.m. The Louisiana State Museum and the Pirate Sally Faulkner Society are co-sponsoring this event, and it will be at the Cabildo. We're really excited. It's such a beautiful venue.
That is. And Megan, your website is ylcnola.org.
Yes.
All the information on YLC can be found on that website. If someone's interested in becoming a member, there's information about being a member on there.
Exactly. Okay. Everything can be found on the YLC website, including a link to One Book, One New Orleans Facebook page, One Book, One New Orleans email. So you'll just click on projects and it'll take you to one book and everything
Megan,
else.
Good luck, and thank you so much for being a part of the show. We're so happy to have you on the show. You've been watching Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, and as always, we'll see you next time.